Alright, hi there. It's been a long time since I've updated the video on this particular machine. My friend Tim calls it the Tall E, no reference to Wall-E, but still it sounds kind of nice. I just call it the Ender 3 Pro Extended Z. Uh, Too long of a name, so Tall E it is for now. So a while back, Tim Dickinson, my friend, he challenged me. He said, "Wow, if we could take one of those enders that we have and turn it into a tall one, sorry. Uh, what do you think?" I said, "Well, we'll try it." There's just more than just the actual building part. So I did it and updated the firmware. Unfortunately, I ran into several problems, which is I just want to mention out here. Basically, the hot end went to a thermal runaway. I had to change the thermistor, the cartridge. Also, I had to change because eventually it didn't work out. And it started working fine. Then I decided to put a microsource direct drive on this particular unit. In order to level the bed, I do not want to place a BLT because it's quite expensive, and I had placed a lot of money already into this machine without getting anything in return from it. So I just use CHEP's system to level the bed, and it works fine. Great. So if you haven't heard about CHEP, just look him up. He has a YouTube channel, subscribe, and he has a lot of good, awesome tips. Now, why did it take so long? Well, after a while, the bed went to thermal runaway, or bed went to what's called an error, a minimum temperature. So I looked at the bed. There was no way to take out that epoxy they placed on it. This is a reality machine, but this was sold by someone else. It says there. Let me see if I can zoom into this. That company, Saint Smart. Well, it wasn't smart of them to glue that on the bed. If it was them, whether they bought the batch like that, their specification, whatever it was not smart. So I knew I was gonna end up breaking something, or I thought I did. So I just got another bed off of eBay, installed it, and because I had to change the thermistor. So I still have the other bed someplace around there. So I changed the thermistor. Awesome. Thermal runaway, disappeared. And then I got the other error, minimum temperature. And that one really bit me in the head. Took a long time. At the end of the day, I had done a custom wiring. If you notice here, all this wiring, where is that? The two things here. The loop here, right? It's a custom wiring that goes all the way to the motherboard down there. And turned out that the wire that I had made from the motherboard to the thermistor, which is a connector, right, is broken. It was breaking, so the problem wasn't all the time. So I would go into a print, 4 hours, error. Do it again, 2 minutes, error. Do it again, 5 hours, error. So it wasn't consistent. And eventually, that was the only thing I needed to replace. I made a new one, replaced it. That was fine. In this case, if you notice that yellow mark here, sorry, this is a cable. I just put it this way so there's less stress on it. There's still stress here, but what can I do? It's going to move. So right now it's printing fine. Printed several. This is a roller. If anyone was thinking or asking about what is that, that's for an ender bender. There's a Facebook group called the Ender Bender Group, or the 45th group. Look them up. Subscribe if you're interested in making your own sort of like Infinity Z printer. Just look it up. But they do have what they call the Ender Bender, using one of the Enders. Right, they're a very reliable machine, small in footprint, but really, really reliable. And that's a roll for that. So this is taking almost right now it's 1 day, 18 hours, just shy under 2 hours. This is the fourth one I printed, no error. So I've been printing on this machine since I changed the cable on different things, and no issue so far. So that's good. I even changed the motherboard, thinking it could have been that, but no, it wasn't that. So there you have it. So that's the update. So it's prints 500 millimeters tall, right? So it's like a S5. with the build plate on as of a under 3. So pretty much that's it on this printer. At least I concluded this one. Knock on wood, it's working. No issues. Benchy came out really nice. Let me show you this. Look at this Benchy. Don't worry about the bottom part. I don't worry about it. But look at that. And this is an old filament that I had just lying around. And I've had this filament for like 3 years by now. I use it for these types of things. So with other filament, I don't see that stringing. I tuned it. Can't ask for more. Really nice. Sorry, I'm going too fast. Okay. Well, yes, I always get that black mark, no matter what color filament. And it's not only on this machine. It must be a user error, me. Right, so hope you found interesting the build. This is following the challenge that Tim Dickinson gave me after we saw the, what was that? The Ender 3 Pro Max. Not from Creality, from someone else, which I think is a good kit. If you're interested in doing that, they'll sell you everything. We just decided to make our own. And keep in mind, if you do something like this, you have to update the firmware. So you have to deal with the firmware in order to, in this case, also I'd call it a computer, but for the printer to know it is actually going up 500, and your slicer program has to recognize that it is capable of going to 500. So if you just do the slicer and not the firmware, when it reaches a certain amount, the one that's in the firmware, it'll stop. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. Again, hope you found this interesting. In the future, I might do some more things with this particular one. I can build touch, but for now, I'll keep it simple. All right, have a great one, everyone. Take care. As always, print, build, and enjoy. All right.